Hello guys, this is our third lesson, and in this lesson we are going to talk about organizational objectives. The words like goal, objective, aim, strategy, tactic, and many others, target, might have no difference for some people, but not for us. For us, each word has a specific meaning. In the business world, the strategy is absolutely different from tactic. The goal is different from the objective. The aim is different from the objective, and so on. So we're going to work on these differences. But we will start with the SMART criteria. I think it's quite famous because most of the trainers use this criteria in not only business trainings but also personal development trainings, because you can apply it not only in the business world but also in your personal life whenever you want to make smart decisions. So why do we call it SMART? Each letter stands for one specific word. For example, the word SMART, S stands for specific, M stands for measurable, A stands for achievable, attainable, R stands for relevant or realistic, and T stands for time specific. Let's work on an example. There is a big difference between dreaming of having a home somewhere and planning to buy a 2+1 flat in the center of Ankara within 2 years for 1.5 million Turkish liras. The first one is just a dream, maybe never to be realized, because you don't know what you exactly want. But the second one is quite specific. It is specific because you know where you want to buy, and you know that you want 2+1, not 3+1, not 1+1, not 1+0. You want 2+1, and you want in the center of Ankara. So that's specific. It's measurable because you know that you're going to buy it for 1.5 million Turkish liras. It is realistic because any person having $3,000 income monthly can achieve, can buy this flat in 2 years, right? It's quite realistic. It is achievable if you really make $3,000 per month. And it's time specific because you say within 2 years, okay? So that was a personal example. The same we apply for business. When companies set goals, set objectives, they do not dream of having more money. The company that says we are going to make money in the future, we don't consider it to be really professional or successful, because the company needs to know what they are going to achieve and when they are going to achieve this. So that is why for the business objectives, we need to apply SMART criteria. We want to have 5 branches in 5 years, or we want to have 2 branches in 5 years, or maybe 10 branches in 10 years. And we need to know, if we want to make money, how much money do we want to make? We want to make $10 million, $5 million, $1 million, or we need to make no money in the first year, but we need to make $10 million in the second year, for example. So that is why we need to have SMART criteria so that we can see where we are going and how we are going to achieve this goal. Okay, we have the triangle, this perfect triangle of objectives. The first point, that on the top we have the aim of the organization. What is this organization aiming at? Right after that, we have corporate objective. The goals that we want to reach, the objectives that we want to reach in the corporate level for the entire organization, for the entire company. Right after that, we have divisional objectives. In some companies we do have divisions, and some we don't. So for big companies we're talking, and we have divisional objectives, after which we have departmental objectives, and then individual tasks. Why do we have these steps? Because the goals must be related. Let's say we have the aim for the organization on the top to make $3 billion in 2 years, for example. So for the departmental objective, we have the objective of making $5 billion, And for the individual task, we have to make, I don't know, $1 billion per year. So as you see, they are so unrelated. When we set the goals, we need to know the aim first, and each, like the objective in each level must be related and serving the one upper, the one above. Let's say the individual task must be related and serving the departmental objective, and departmental objective must be related and serving the divisional objectives, which is objective which will be directly related and serving to the corporate objective, and that will continue this way up to the aim. Okay, what is mission, what is vision, and what kind of differences do we have? Well, mission comes actually after the aim, before the corporate objective. But to understand vision and mission, I love when the words actually clarify themselves, like when the words explain themselves, because terms actually explain themselves. The word vision is actually related to visual ability, the way you see. For example, your vision for yourself can be where you see yourself in 10 years, in 5 years, one of the most common questions asked in the job interviews. The same for the company. When we say the vision of the company, it's where we see this company in the long term. What is the long term for the company? 10 years, 5 years, 100 years, depends. It can be 200 years, it can be 20 years, it can be just a decade. So depends on the organization, depends on the investment, depends where we want to actually go, what kind of vision we do have, all right? So vision statements sometimes are too general because it's in the long term. That's why you can find the companies in absolutely different industries or fields having so similar vision statements. Like their vision statements are too close, like very similar, sometimes even the same. Why is it so? Because it is long term, it is general, and you know, most people want to have higher objectives, like they want to be on the top of the mountain, right? And the top of the mountain is one. Let's say we have the construction company and we have the hotel. Their vision statements can be similar. For example, the hotel might say as a vision statement, feels like home, and the construction company can say, again, feels like home or sweet home or whatever. So they will both be related as a vision statement because it will be too general. But mission statement will be more specific, way more specific than the general statement. If we think of the mountain, the top of the mountain where we see ourselves, where we want to climb, where we want to reach, will be the vision statement. But the mission statement will be how we are going to get there, how we are going to climb there, using which techniques, what ways, what goods and services are we going to provide to reach that level. Here we have the example, but before that we have three major questions for effective mission statement. Like any sentence can be considered to be a mission statement, but is it really effective or not will be determined by answering these three questions. What are they? First one, what do we do? Like which goods and services are we going to provide? Second, this is the first one. Second one, for whom are we going to do that? Who are going to be our clients? And the third one, what kind of benefit are we going to give? What is the benefit of this business? Again, what are we going to do? For whom are we going to do it? And what is the benefit of this business? So the mission statement covering these three questions, answering these three questions will be considered as an effective mission statement. Okay, let's consider Nokia. I hope you know this. It was a mobile phone company. I don't know if they still produce something or not, but way like many years ago, they had a lot of clients. So their vision statement says our vision is a world where everyone is connected. When you opened those phones, actually you could see they had two hands tightly connected. So the message they wanted to give was stay connected. That was an excellent vision statement. Their mission statement says, Nokia exists to connect people with each other and the information that is important to them with easy-to-use and innovative products. Nokia aims to provide equipment, solutions, and services for consumers, network operators, and corporations. Okay, for the mission statement, let's analyze. Is it an effective mission statement or not? We said we need to answer 3 questions. First one was, what do we do? For Nokia, can we find what they do? So it says, Nokia aims to provide equipment, solutions, and services. So the first question answered. Second question, for whom do we do it? Says, for consumers, network operators, and corporations. Second question successfully answered. The third one, what is the benefit? Easy to use and innovative products. Okay, so and says also Nokia exists to connect people with each other. So people stay connected, they use easy to use and innovative products, and this is for consumers and operators, yeah, network operators and corporations, and blah blah blah. So if the statement answers these 3 questions, this statement will be considered to be an effective mission statement. For Nokia, personally, I will not say that this is the best mission statement because I find it still long. I don't say it's too long, it's quite fine, but could be actually shorter. So for mission statements and vision statements, we will say the shorter, the better. Okay, I think we are done with mission and vision statements. And now we are going to talk about corporate objectives. So, what are corporate objectives? Corporate objectives, we also call the strategic objectives. We need to know the differences between strategic objectives and tactical objectives, first of all. Strategic objectives we will call corporate objectives, and tactical objectives we will call divisional objectives. So what is the difference? First of all, strategic objectives are long-term. Long-term will depend on the organization. Might be 2 years, might be 5 years, 10 years, or more. But at least 2 years we must have for strategic objectives. Since this is long-term, it is set by the board of directors, senior managers. Top-level management will decide the strategies or strategic objectives. Since it is long-term, it involves a lot of resources and the risks are high. That's why we have the top-level managers deciding. And again, since it's long-term, it will be harder to reverse or change or adapt or have some sort of flexibility. So flexibility will be low for strategic objectives. I'm sorry. For tactical objectives, on the contrary, it will be short-term. It can be easily reversed or changed. It will be kind of flexible. It will involve fewer resources, and it can be decided by the departments or divisions. Since it is a short-term goal. Okay, for now we are done, and with the second part of this lesson we'll continue later on.